Hi and welcome to Bank Straw. My name is Jason Clark, and I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts Akeem Nero, Damien Reed, Hassani
Hi and
Eaton,
welcome to
and
Big Straw.
Dwayne
My name is Jason
Collymore.
Clark, and I'm fellow co-host Akeem Nero.
Is it again? Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Tonight we are joined by a special guest, someone who has represented West Indies, both West Indies under 15 and under 19. Someone who has represented the Windward Islands also as well as Barbados, and someone who also played a very, very pivotal role in the recent success of the West Indies team. And that someone is Mr. Carl Mears. Of Carl Mears here.
Think we lost you for a little bit there.
Now hopefully we can
A little technical difficulties. Now we're
hopefully
back.
get about there. But I just last week I forgot to mention one of our co-hosts, Mr. Reed. He had his birthday last week, so I forgot to shout out our guy Reedy. So I just want to say happy belated birthday to Reedy. How was it? How did it go?
Yeah, good night, guys. Good night. Thanks very much,
Good night,
Jeff.
Rudy.
Thanks very much, fellas. It was cool, man. It was cool. I went to work. Then I spent the evening part with a co-worker. Then I came home. I drank some whiskey with my brothers.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. You had a
With
good one then,
co-workers,
just
Yeah,
the
man.
situation.
Yeah,
co-workers,
for sure, for sure.
a male co-worker, or
A meal co-worker. A meal co-worker.
Man, getting technical here, boy.
joking, buddy, man.
Fellas
You gotta
technical.
enjoy it, man.
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
that
Jokes,
much you
man.
could do right now either way. Everything that
It's
going
true.
on.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's true.
So true.
Well, we lost Nero there too.
Lost
Yeah,
Nero as well.
yeah.
Oh, we have
Yeah,
Nero
yeah,
back
yeah.
here now.
Yeah,
I hear
you
something
All right,
are.
about
we got.
co-worker.
Yeah. You guys
We
got
Whoa, whoa. I was just making sure. I was just making sure.
A meal co-worker, sir.
as in
I
a
Oh,
drink some
brethren,
beers.
man,
A
just had
brother,
some
correct.
beers.
Drink some beers in here, and then I drink some whiskey. My brothers.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
All
Okay.
socially distanced, right? Cause you never know if you COVID unit might be listening. We don't want. Hey, people know you was socially distanced. Yeah, I think we got back on.
Correct,
There's no.
for sure.
Yeah, we
Alright.
have Kyle here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good night, Kyle. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, good night, guys. Pleasure.
Yeah, good night,
Good night.
man.
Nice.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah, how has it been? You are out of quarantine now. That's correct.
Yeah, just got home from quarantine. It's been tough, having to be home and still not home, having to
Yeah.
spend 5 to 6 days in a hotel room, knowing that you're away for 4 months and so close to home but not home. But
Gotcha.
home now, so feel much better.
Mhm,
Despite all the ash going around and stuff
mhm.
here with my family. So happy to be home.
Glad to hear that. Um, and I'm not gonna ask Kyle where your love for the game came. Like I know you were kind of born into it. I know your dad is a huge cricket fan. He's well known around the cricketing arena back in Barbados. Shirley Clark. My first question to you, Kyle, is what was your first memory? When did you realize that you really love the game of cricket?
I guess from the time I could have walked and hold the bat,
Mm,
probably. Having to travel with my dad on weekends to
mm,
cricket made me fall in love with the game.
mm,
Obviously, watching the bigger guys play, I wanted to mock and mimic them,
mm,
turn into what you call love. I mean, the guys can't hide from me at all. I mean, lunchtime, people had to throw balls at me when the game
mm,
finished. You know, any little opportunity I got, I used to take it.
mm. Okay. So back then, what was your favorite aspect of the game? Were you more into the batting or were you more into the bowling?
Batting for sure. I was
Batting.
always into batting. I mean, I pick up bowling late, like second form, not second form, class two at Wesley Hall. Only
Mm,
started to bowl from class four, because I
okay.
played in class three. I played as a batsman. And then in class 4, when the older guys went off, like Ross and Chase, and there was good friend Dario Prescott.
Big lefty, man, big lefty.
So when those guys passed, went to high school, then I started to bowl then. But batting
Okay.
was my first love.
Okay. As I would have alluded to earlier, you were kind of born into cricket. You had your dad there, someone who, like I said, who's well known around the cricketing arena. So automatically he would have basically become your first coach. So what was that journey like? Having him basically so close to your cricketing career, from as young as you were really starting the game, probably up until now. What has that journey like, having him so close around?
I won't say my dad was my first coach. I think he played that more parental role, ensure that I like the game and do certain things well. But my first coach was Mr. Skeet. After technically and stuff, I think my first coach was Mr. Skeet. I used to go across on Saturday mornings at Weymouth, and that's where it all started. I grew up in town, Gardenland, St. Michael, so it was just a short walk across the road. And I think he was my first, official coach in terms of technique and then kind of things. But my dad obviously showed me the basics, how to hold the bar, watching him and the others. It just kicked on from there. But technically, I think Mrs. Skeet was my first coach. But no, my dad is my actual coach, so my personal coach. So
Okay.
it's from there to know.
Okay.
Hi, good night. Before getting into my question, thoughts and prayers up to St. Vincent. If the actual here's a crawl, I can't imagine St. Vincent. So thoughts and prayers to St. Vincent. Mr. Kyle Mears, also known as Dapper in the Streets. My first question to you, well, on a lighter note, I remember probably Trinidad or St. Lucia. When I first went Alexandria a tour. I remember you were sleeping. The guys put on a helmet. The guys put on a helmet on you, arm guard, pads, put a bat in your hand. The guys even let you with a gallon of water. So my question to you: are you still a heavy sleeper?
Of course. I like a smart one.
Okay.
Oh. Dad, he put his cut out.
Whoa.
Let's get the ball up. So
Okay. I was just curious. As one of the few bowlers in local cricket who's capable of keeping you quiet, because you're quite an aggressive batsman. My question to you,
on the point of nonsense here, fellas, man. Nonsense here, man.
My question to you, other than probably Brian Lara in your younger days, who modeled your game off, or who were some of the influences who you looked up to as a youngster?
As a youngster, I never really looked up to much players. I like players who actually hit sixes. So for me, Dwayne Smith was my favorite player at the time. When I first started to play for West Indies and what's not. Obviously then Gale, eventually Lara, he's number one. But those guys in particular, I never really had a love for a cricketer that I would try to mimic my game or try to copy his style or try to be exactly like him. It's just all natural for me. Probably take bits and pieces from each of them and try to be myself. So I never really had a cricketer I really looked up to model myself off.
Fair. And obviously, like you alluded to earlier, you had you was in the Wesley Hall team from early, quite big squad back in the day. Between the Wesley Hall and Alexandria, which was your proudest moment when it comes to team success? Because I guess you would have played with Roston and Bernardine and Pressford, Press, aka Pedro Collins. At which point was your most successful period?
To be honest, I had more success in secondary school, obviously, because they played longer, because they started to play in class three at Wesley Hall. But you mentioned Boston and Prescott and Brandy and those guys. We actually made it to the final and we lost. The next
That's
year,
when Darius dropped the catch.
I can't
Or
remember
for
if
Annie
it
Annie. Okay. Okay.
but probably yeah. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think it was
Caught her ball. Caught her ball. I was
Want it,
there. I was there.
one thing
yeah.
about you, boy. You just turn your man on the bus, man. You
I
don't get them
remember.
on
I
the easy.
remember.
I was on the sidelines, right? I was real
Mm.
annoyed as a youngster. I wanted to play, and the coach actually dropped me for the final.
Mm.
Uh,
Wow.
and his reason was it's so funny. I remind people every day. His reason was that he needs someone to run faster between the wickets. So he put a track star, a guy called used to call it Speedy at the time. I think that he goes to you. I can't remember his full name, but we used to call him Speedy.
So,
Man,
cause a quick
you know,
interjection.
you know
He
Speedy
made
get
any
run.
bar. He made any Barbados Olympic team or anything. He did
No,
anything else, seen it?
no, Speedy's a DJ right now. He's a
Huh?
DJ right now. He's a DJ.
DJ. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Speedy get run out in the final.
He might have-
Speedy get, Speedy get run out in the final. Unbelievable, but yeah, we lost, and then the next year, we went on to the final again, and we won. And I think for me, that final, Nero, despite all the success I had with Alexandra, we went on the 15 Cup. The same thing happened. We went on the 15 final. Janani was captain. We played Cormier with the same roster, Chase, Craig Braffett, Shane Darsh, we lost. The
Mm.
next year, we go back to the final again. We win. Beat the
That's
same
where
country.
Andre was the pacer character.
Tevin
Yeah.
Lowe,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bennett,
Correct.
Cole, and them boys. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so this, and then we went Nairobi won. We won upper intermediate together, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was.
Mm.
Nero scoring the runs, and that, he was a part
No,
of that. He was a heavy contributor.
no, he did. He did well. I must say.
I don't want to toot my own horn. I just stay in the background.
Between me and Nero and Vaughn,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Earl.
Yeah. You know, lefty.
Yeah, Earl was a big leg. Yeah, Earl was
Yeah,
a dead leg spinner there, boy.
50 wickets. Bowling orthodox, and then a back of the arm, a full
Back of the arm. Yeah. 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 We dominate that.
So despite Alexander's success, I think the stepping stone was primary school. It really showed people, and I think I proved to my father at that time too that I really had something in me. Because then, from then, he felt more interest. I guess he was waiting to see if I would decide to be a cricketer or not. That kind of lay back. Still, I'm not trying to force cricket upon me.
Oh, you? Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe in that same thing too. Like, I got a son, and I believe that if he want to play cricket, he want to play cricket. If he don't, I won't push you to play cricket. So I guess my dad took more interest then. And people started to show more interest and what's not. And the funny thing about that is that I did well. I got money match, hit the winning runs, took 3 wickets, and it was in front of my home crowd. Cause remember I told you earlier I grew up in Garden Land.
Caroline.
Yeah.
From the Garden Land at Empire. When I hit the winning run, they run, my feet pick me up. Oh, okay, I think rock me over. So that is sweet, from the you hit the boundaries, and your people that you live up by, people from your own neighbors running
It's
on
true.
feet. That it was sweet. I mean,
Gotta be a great feeling, boy.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So for me, that and then I was saying I never make it to the on 13. You had on 13 cut where National Sports Council. I cried for about 2 weeks, brother.
So Speedy get called up, or Speedy didn't get called up.
Oh, that man, used to play with
Yeah.
Darata me and he cut, and then he cut. I vexed, I cried. My father said, "Man, don't worry. Then my father put a little stride for me there. And then from there, met the team. I wasn't in there, but then again, and I met the team, and it was like, yeah, from there to start. So I would say Wesley Hall, for sure. It really, that performance, that feeling of winning the cup and people around you showing that love, you know what I mean? That probably turned it on for me. for sure.
Yeah, cool. When this will go my little circle.
Good night, Doc. First question. The nickname Dapper. How you get that nickname, man? What it stands for?
People ask me that all the time. It's a funny story. You know Ramon Grizz?
Oh yeah, who don't know Ramon?
Ramon Grizz and Hanif. They used to move together at school. So I joined Alexandria first form, and those guys were returning fifths, I think, at the time. Nemo Wing, Navar Grazette, them boys. So I used to play cricket well. Obviously, I used to be around the cricketers and stuff. And I just, from at home, everybody used to call people Dapper. So I went to school and it was calling people Dapper, and they used to call me Dapper. And they man said, well, you always calling people Dapper? What? Man, they start calling me Dapper from there. That's it. You know what I mean? I know
That's it from there.
Different story, man. Harlow, man.
Honestly, right? I was listening and they hear a lot of times about this here story. Go both ways, you know.
Yeah. That's I had I know you from around local cricket. You know, you as a passionate cricketer would say, a man who's fight, who believe in, playing cricket hard. You know, saying that I always admire. We never really interact much in cricket, but you admire. I see around Carlton. I noticed in the last 2 to 3 years, which is your local club, you could tend to say that you see a turnaround into the Carlton cricket team again, where it becoming a stronger team in the local cricket, and you could say what is your role as so to speak in bringing about this change in local cricket, because I remember the finals of the T20 was Empire versus Carlton. Everybody Empire gonna beat Carlton. They got Warwick, they got this body, and you just write off Warwick, one over, game change. So that's what bring about this. What you did to bring about the change, it's almost like Virat Kohli to India. Turn Carlton into this winning machine.
To be honest, Calton is my second home, basically. You know what I mean? So, like, my heart and soul at Calton. So, I try my best to represent Calton with pride, with everything I got. You know what I mean? Because without Calton, I probably won't be where I am today. Calton first, you get the opportunity to play club cricket, then to play first class cricket. So, a lot of people forget where to start, and you can't do that. So, I put pride in my club, and you will see that I never play for another club. It's a family club. I come out in the club. So I put my heart out when it comes to the club. So when I first started, I started with guys older than me, obviously. Carlo Morris. You had
Marlon and
guys
those boys.
yeah, Marlon
Marlon
Green,
Green.
Richards,
Yeah.
Cali,
Yeah, Carlos.
Squad. Kirby.
Yeah,
GB.
GB and them boys.
Wilkinson. So I started out with, you know what I mean, older guys. And then that's 1 year, everybody just disappeared. Left me. No, laugh. I think I get demoted. And
Yeah,
after that,
after the emotion, and then I think landlords had gotten a promotion as well too. So some of them men left and went to.
it was something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it so happened that who ain't left just stopped playing cricket because of age or whatever the case may be. So obviously then it was for the youth program players to come through and try to make up. So it started with that, and then obviously anybody would tell you I do scouting, I scout for my club. If I see a youngster that look good, that I feel could play cricket, I try my best to pull you to play for my club because I want my club to do well. I always tell the men at Carlton that I want we to be the best club in Barbados. I want we to be the best club in the Caribbean. We gotta be like thinking like places like Queens Park though.
Correct.
We gotta be looking at matches
Yeah.
and then at some point we got the facilities for it. We got potential. We could do things. We could make things happen. So it's always pressing that. You know what I mean? So I bring out positive vibe all the time, and I like youth. So you will see now that Carlton now got bare youngsters.
Yeah.
And youngsters now
Quality
that looking
youngsters
to
too.
progress, not just youngsters that settling to play club cricket. Because that's the hardest thing. You got club cricketers and then you got men that looking to progress. So when you got men that looking to progress mixed with club cricketers is make it extra hard now.
Yeah.
Get what you saying? Like
Yeah.
everybody know motivated to play first class cricket, to play international cricket. You said in a serious that it's kind of like a semi-professional setup. Cause you got professionals there to guide people that ain't professional that want to be professional. So that's what I really try to get and try to encourage. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the vibe, and that's always keep it. That's why I like my club. I want the best of my club. We might not get paid like professionals, but I want to make it act like professionals. So we got a few professionals. We got Dominic Drakes. He's a professional cricketer. He's Keon Harding, Shamar Springer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And then
Professional
yeah.
myself. Marlon Welcome. He's pro overseas, so he's he's get paid to play cricket. Currency,
Correct.
the currency, and then the man get paid to play cricket. Do you understand? That's the vibe. So that's basically it. And the man motivated to do well, and the man want to be the best club in Barbados. The man don't like getting beat. Anytime we're available, we playing, we making sure we win. That's the vibe, and that's always keep it.
It's funny. It's funny.
Cut.
That doing answer that question because one of my other questions was, how important is club cricket to you? Because like I know whenever you have the opportunity, you definitely suit up and play cricket. And I remember I was there about 2 or 3 years ago. I was watching the cricket there, and you still, although you are a senior man in the team or a pro, as you would have just said, you still out there pulling the covers and showing you're blending in with the guys. You're not letting everyone know that you are a pro, although it is no. So it's good to hear you speak so
And
highly
and the thing is,
passionate about the club.
about that is only about a handful of those guys like when they play for the West Indies that
Trust me,
always
Leroy,
available. You
But
understand? From my
I'll give
perspective, like it get me sick because
Yeah.
come from West Indies do the take your day off, man. I can't play Yorkshire. You understand? But I admire it from afar.
Yeah.
Like
but
Yeah.
just
Kyle, Craig
Yeah.
Buffett, Shea,
Shit.
Ashley Nurse,
Yeah,
Grace
boy.
Smith.
Yeah.
I could prick
Whenever
for
you're
them, man.
planning.
Like they
Yeah.
make a sure and play for them because they can prick for
Yeah.
them.
Whenever you're planning local cricket and you
but
hear you gotta play, you can't just laugh out and say you know for sure you're gonna come. And if that for here in Ireland, yeah, that's
He
for
get
just
played.
play. Yeah.
Correct.
So that's
And
true.
that's too for the local cricket. People still like to go on Saturdays or Sundays, whatever, and watch
See a
cricket.
good
So
game.
you hear a Colomiers playing. As people can definitely want to go to see a Colomiers batting, playing cricket. I should say. So that's good.
But on
just
point,
with
people got to understand how important club cricket is, right? And a lot of people don't understand. I just said two things: men that want to progress and men that just want to stay as club cricketers. You get what I'm saying? We gotta recognize that first because playing club cricket in Barbados hard. You got pay to play cricket, and if you're looking to progress in cricket, well, you pay to play cricket. You get what I'm saying?
It's true.
This club setup helped me tremendously. I broke my ankle, right? And my comeback, what do you call it? Competition. My first competition after my ankle injury was the same T20 Cup that you mentioned, Fed,
Correct.
against that we won against
Impact.
right? If it wasn't for my club giving me opportunity, not just the opportunity to play, the opportunity to open the batting, Remember open batting and then saying,
Yeah.
I tell my father agreed. He said, well, the foot get hurt. We look to back more to get body bowling for no. Maybe back. So I started training, batting. And I tell myself, you know what? I want back. I batted early and I batted over 20. I want to make the most of this opportunity. I want this. You know what I mean? So I grabbed that and it worked out. I ain't necessarily opening for the boy else, but the fact I scored most runs, fact I break the record, everything, and people see, well, look, he bought here, look, runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The club can help me. My father could have easily said, my back way harder. Maybe they can get the season that
the
I get.
opportunity.
It's true.
Yeah. And it's sure
Carl-
it's versatile too.
Yeah, fellas, I know the man. No way on this stream line, which guys kind of take my points, and for me, I would call it a cricketer friend. It would call him a cricketer friend. I don't agree. That's a friend. I play sport for fun, but it's a funny game. I respect. I big on loyalty. Carlton, and most people you got obviously we got viewers here that don't watch local cricket, follow local cricket. Probably without Carlton. Yeah, Carlton Cricket Club is above the one UV that's teeth all the cricketers and they're probably still there and don't gonna wear. I can speak true for that as a fan. But I respect loyalty and respect don't follow the crowd. Because your friends did, I mean you did too. This is what you don't understand with the Spartan, the Wanderers, the Patriots, the more established that people run to the name. But you could like at Carlton, you could go there and you just get treated like somebody. You know, you got the legends like Shirley Clark there, the legend of the club that actually care for the youngsters. You know, and that is the part of cricket I like to see. I think that UE is destroy a lot of men careers. That's just me. Because I believe a lot of youngsters don't need to have to go and play UE to get your senior team, and you are a perfect example of that. And any youngsters that are watching, Carlton Cricket Club is the place to go to hone your skills. Cricket,
And Yorkshire.
and
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yeah,
Small boundaries,
right,
Small
yeah.
boundaries.
Small side boundaries.
You don't need to go and play at Spartan. You know, so that and listen, this is here the guys those grounds talking to the youngsters. I just be a part. I mean, it's hard to be hard on somebody, but Lord, man, these guys just be hard on them, man. And then they don't ever get the real care and thing because, as you said, some of the guys that's going to play for West Indies come back and think that them is larger than life rock stars and it's all about self for them. Everything is self for them, but you looking to bring in the youngsters and help the youngsters on the journey and your approach to the game, you competitive between the 22 yards. I come here to do a job. I can do my job off the field. We could, yeah, which I admire a lot about you. Which at first I was a little taken back because like this man don't smell. This man just be about business, always. But obviously now this tonight is a different side which I really appreciate. But as I say, your role thus far is a lesson and a story that I believe you should tell to a lot of youngsters, and let them know you don't have to go to the glitz and glamour club to get there. There's a lot of different paths and journeys. So just keep telling your story, and I'm sure that a lot of youngsters here after hearing this will be very inclined to take the similar road you have taken.
Yeah, for sure, Asani. I agree with you 100%. Um, there's just two things that I heard you said I want to comment on. You said one thing was about the supporters, and you
Yeah.
said it's going to be hard. I think so too, but I ended that builds character, and you can't go nowhere in Barbados, the Caribbean. Oh, people
Yeah.
being hard at cricket.
Yeah, I understand being hard, but if you being hard on me, this is the problem. Everybody will find to criticize the problem, but nobody ain't gonna offer a solution. And the man ain't gonna say, well, so
That's
it's
part of it. I mean, that's part of
Yeah,
it. I
that's
get
That
part.
part,
It's
that
yeah,
true.
part.
which
So
is
that
true.
part, that part.
as
That
much as
part,
you
so
think,
It's
as
true.
much as you think, one of the bigger players at the club or the best player at the club, I just get bloody
Yeah.
most at the
Man,
club.
man,
They
it's
want
true. It's true. It's
to
true.
do real good. The
It's
man
true,
that play
boy.
best player non-stop, I could call
They
name
see a man praise you, boy.
oh,
That
what
man
these
praise
men
you to
the
the moon.
biggest fans? Oh,
Correct.
Brian Warren, my uncle, against Clark, Buffy. You know these men, Ron, come about. These men is roast me, brother. I swear. But you know, it's build character. So like that's another thing too. Mentally, it good because as a youngster, if you're listening, there's things that you want to learn to cope with early. You don't want to be soft, but you gonna play. And the amount of time you saying and you gonna react a way that you don't want to react, and that causes you to get throw off your game. You know what I mean? All these things is benefiting in the long run. It might not
Yeah,
be
funny.
easy, but you gonna buy a situation where you need that part you to get out to it.
Yeah, funny that you say so. Because I just saw when you and I think it was Lakmal that when I
Yeah,
had that.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
just a little to show you that I really frightened. I get it. To be honest, though, at that point, remember, I mind don't really play names too. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
he's the best bowler, but that don't mean that to me. At that time, I
Uh-huh.
thought he was tired, and I thought he
Uh-huh.
come out late. Nothing wasn't really happening. So
Uh-huh.
this time I said, no, I can take advantage of this now because when he on, he on. When he on, there ain't really much he can do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You
boy.
understand? So he understand. Don't get it twisted. He understand that I was coming after him, you know. So he
Uh-huh.
tried to play my games because he does
Uh-huh.
play my games. So I
Uh-huh.
just show you, well, look, I did too. I did what I did. You walk on it on. Ain't no back it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's all in the game, man.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
caught, I get hit in my head, ball hit me for my chest. Oh no, you got a little hickey here. My girl asked me to lie there.
You gotta show she footage. You gotta see that
Yeah,
right there.
you gotta
Is
bring
it it?
receipts.
Is it it? You gotta bring.
My chest, but you don't really know because I just get a little brush off, you know, but really be so excited, it hurting, but it really
Bad.
hurting. Yeah, it was decent, and that's what it gonna be. I believe that's what it gonna be. You gotta play tough. Anything you cover up, things can happen. And I don't believe in negative energy or anything. So covering up ain't an option.
Yeah.
So that's what beat it for sure.
Yeah.
Cause other thing, you mentioned family and your child, one child or two, one or two,
Two. I got
two,
two
right?
kids.
Two kids, right? How was it when you got the call up? The how the Bangladesh? You went England too as well, right? You know
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
went England.
right? Good. So how that being away from your family, you went to the England bubble, the New Zealand bubble, the Bangladesh bubble. How that impacted you being away from your family, especially if the kids probably young. How was that for them and for you, that process?
To be honest, I thought it would have been tough. I mean, my daughter, she's old enough. She understands, know what her dad's job is. She know he go away play cricket. She understands fully. We chat, video
Just
call,
you
text.
just gotta bring back things to she,
Of
you know,
course,
your
yeah, of
children.
course. We not included. We bring back, yeah. Not included for sure. No, my little one, no, he's a year, just a year. So I was kind of worried. I told myself, well, when I get back, I wanted this man to know me. But you know what? I did the same thing with him. I did with my daughter video calls. He smiled, he ain't talking, but he did talking, you know. We communicate for a little bit. When he ready, he move off the line. I think when I get back home, I was surprised. Cause the man realized yo that he won. So like that had me get like all that time away the 4 months and they tell me something man I really good know going on.
Yeah, cause
And
at that age,
yeah,
you don't really expect them to.
yeah, but you knew and it was a good feeling, you know, and my rank car hugged me and they tell me some cheese on boy. It's gonna play up different, you know, how it felt. Yeah, but it was nice. But the bubble's tough. I be honest. It's tough. But for me personally, it's saying I could do it. And for me, I think it really helps too because I ain't there. Ain't got a lot of distractions. Much ain't happening. It's just cricket and rest. So like, your main focus is to play cricket. You don't
I
got
think
you don't got you don't got a chance to go out. You don't got a chance to learn. You don't got a lot of distractions there happening. Is you know what I mean? It's COVID. So it got you locked in. It could say you're mad, but if you're focused, you know well look, it's only for a period of time. Plus to my PlayStation save my life. I just walk with it
Call of Duty,
everywhere.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah. I just play bare Call of Duty. I be on the line
Yeah.
all the
I
morning.
started
I
from
think
playing FIFA.
sorry. Not as good as you know, sorry. But
Man,
yeah,
you was a
it was
freak on
tough. It
FIFA,
was
boy.
tough. It tough. Especially days where you can't leave the room. You know what I mean? You feel restricted.
Cause
Yeah, you know what I mean?
right,
You're accustomed being put upon lock. No, you feel like a mini prison.
a
Yeah,
glorified prison. I used to say that you
yeah,
lot
for
know was
sure. Food
a
and Wi-Fi.
glorified prison. Yeah,
Food
a
and
glorified
Wi-Fi.
prison.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
other than that,
Pri-
I guess it'd be alright, man.
Yeah. Hey, Rudy,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead, Rudy. Go ahead, Rudy.
yeah, good. Cause I hear talk just now about breaking an ankle and stuff. Tell us about coming back from that. I remember you were like opening the ball and I take for vain words and stuff. Then we started to play for the pride now. It was more like a battle all around it. So tell us about the recovery process and then how you started back bowling and which is your preference in the game, bowling, batting, or is it a 50-50 something?
All right, let me start with the last question first. I prefer batting. I love batting. As I mentioned to you, I started out from the time I could walk properly, bat in hand, throw balls at me. That's how it was. Batting. Like hit the ball hard, like hit sixes from young, everybody knew. Well, this little man hitting ball hard. That was my thing. I learned to bowl late. Yeah. When you said broken ankle and body recovery thing, it made me smile, because a lot of people didn't understand how hard it was for me, mentally and physically. I mean, a broken ankle ain't nothing of a wish for somebody because I ain't there. It's one in tender parts of the body. I mean, remember, it's
True.
bearing all you do on your foot. So like
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
technical part to deal with. And it wasn't easy. I actually had to learn how to walk again. So like you can understand.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was tough. It was tough. I ain't gonna tell you, like I put on real weight. I can remember looking back at my phone and I had some rules, but it was like a real fuck man. I was like, boy, looking back there, looking at this, I was like, shh. So then that helped either obviously not being able to exercise.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they know when you start battling is to push. And to
And
be
to
honest
get
with you,
past that mental block. Yeah.
yeah, I was always mentally there though, to be honest. I was
Mm.
always because I was chasing something. When I said I was like I got drawn out the 18 before this ankle injury. So obviously I spoke to selectors and stuff, find out what I did wrong or what I could do better, etc. etc. I didn't know you could do that actually until we said, well, you could question your selection. I was like, all right, cool.
Mm.
Question it. At that time I didn't think I deserved to get dropped. The last series I did well. Remember it was a bowling all rounder. Me and Kocho in the last game against Sri Lanka, we only scored 150 odd and we bowled them up for like 100 and a little bit. Kocho took three, and we won the game. That's the last 18 game I played. The next tour was to England, and before the tour to England was the Super 50 where Windward Islands won, and it was a part of that. So I tell myself
Mm.
they had a decent tournament, like team
We
win.
care her. We care her.
Things popping.
Mm.
They saying it. Things popping actually in England. So I won't play great England bad, all these years. I never played England. I won't play bad. I just hear people talk about playing great England. And I never get an opportunity because CPL. I played CPL and CPL restrict you from going to play England because the people don't need you for a couple months. They need a pro to stay the whole time. So the going and coming back was always gonna be difficult. So I said this England tour, man say ball swing, ball and thing. Remember it's a ball on around the head, slight thing. But I still want back, but I'm more thinking about bowling. Because I was working like that. And the man and he said the time I bowling too slow. First thing first. Yeah. Then you
Whoa.
proceed to see you gonna score more runs. So I was like, the number is about 6 and 7, not 6, 7 and 8. I just contribute. I tell myself I ain't get any big scores, but I score a 50 there, a little 40 there. You know what I mean? Next,
And the position is enough. Yeah.
and the position, I bought with the tail most of the time, and you know how it's
Yeah.
been.
Hit or miss.
So I tell myself, what else I gonna do here now? So it had me motivated now to like prove this man wrong. So I went now and tell myself again prepare hard. So the next season we preparing and things. I fit, I feel good. Fit as I ever was. I feeling a man named Cox from Grenada, Rastaman. My train was so hard in Grenada. Train hard, I get fit, feeling good. Going to the first game now in Super 50 next season. And they score 50 odd, 60 odd not out and take 3 against or 4 against Trinidad. We lost, I get money match. So I said good. I start with a bang. We lost, but I get money match. So imagine that. That whole good performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said before I score 80 or saying that game, 90 or saying. But you ain't get money match. I don't know what though, but I get money match. And the next game, I went warming up and snapped my ankle.
Jeez.
You understand?
Whoa.
So mentally, no idea. Telling myself, I work hard, boy. They start good, I go back, boom, start over. But then I always tell myself, anytime I get the chance again, you know what I mean? I was home and I was talking to my mom, Marlon. You know, Marlon, welcome. We always together.
Yeah.
I tell him, Marlon, big man, anytime I get a chance to play again, or when I get my chance to play again, I can play for West Indies, brother. I'm making a sport. I started training hard. There, I tell you, I could have barely walk in the body. And again,
What,
you in the body, I could have barely walk.
what year was this, Dr. Crossing?
I think it was years ago, like 2017. I think
2017. Okay.
2017,
Call that Inglaterra would have probably be vain. Um,
I was
and that
rough,
how we
boy.
bought in 2000s. That have be that tour.
2017.
Yeah, that have be that tour.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I started training hard. I think, and it pushed me to a point where I tell myself, "Nah, boy, go bounce back." A lot of people wasn't expecting me to bounce back,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Nah." And at that time, we were Islands put me in the draft. So you really asked me about being a bowling all rounder and then becoming a batting all rounder. So then the injury came. I get put in the draft. When we started self, I think is enough for Cole, and we put in the draft. That's why I saw it. And they put me in draft because normally it's being protected thing so that I can't get by from another franchise. So
Mhm.
Barris get the opportunity to pick me, and they ended up picking me in their time so that nobody else could get me in their franchise. So that's the move. I went from Windward Islands to Barbados. Obviously, when they get chairman selectors, so they go to sport. He said, "Look, this is what we're looking for you to do. I know with Windward Islands, they how you doing their bowling more. Coming off the injury, we are picking you as bottom or around." So, all right, good. Like that, because that's my plan. Like, my foot hurt. Okay. I look in the back. More than I bowl, and I always wanted the opportunity to bat early because I always used to ask questions. You know what I mean? Me and the coach to be back and forth, coach. I want that chance. I want that chance to do well. I want back early. But he always was. We have specialist batsmen. You will bat after them. Sounds stupid excuse, but you know how it's going. Yeah, it's like all the things you had to work with. You know what I mean? Because we are from home. You ain't really getting treated like you home boy too. You gotta remember that. I am from where it's not saying that they treat me bad, but in terms of preference, the preference there. And then things teach me, look, they teach me how to be professional, how to get through tough times. You had times they play for Wayward Islands to get money, match to get dropped the next game. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And things
Whoa.
like and the selectors kind of like we looking at youngsters for next year and you ever reach 25 yeah, he tell you they think.
Whoa.
Like, well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. It could be a serious mind thing, real talk. So like, as I say, the injury, I went through it. I tell myself, I go, I'll beat it, and I just fight, and I start training early, and I start back playing cricket. I feel a little too fast because I was anxious to get back there, but it worked out because I always wanted to play T20. I say, I'm pushing myself to at least play for California in the T20. And I mean, it started off slow. I mean, it wasn't in fast in the field or anything like that. Some runs between the wickets faster than that, but I could have back.
Cool it out, slip.
I started out slip, catch the ball.
I know you feeling.
So, Kyle, a quick introduction before you continue. You mentioned you got drafted for Windward, right? Barbados didn't pick you. Talk us let me just talk with that a little. Like, I know it would have to.
I
You
was
will
no
probably
guarantee
feel
that. I was no
away.
guarantee that, Hassani.
You probably will feel away getting
Especially
drafted by
with some of
Windward
the
and not
players that
that
but
players
Windward
that
because
they
them
play.
Barbados
selected
had
ahead
8
of
time.
you.
The players
Yeah.
Barbados
But
had their time.
To be
it was a
honest,
blessing.
right?
Franchise cricket can be a blessing.
Blessing.
I guess you could say that narrow, but at the time, what I would say is that Barbados probably branded me as a white ball cricketer.
Put you in a box, yeah.
No.
I think that's what really happened because I represented Barbados in T20 and
Yeah.
Super 50 after I came from the World Cup. But they never played me in a 4-day game.
I got an answer for that, cause I the fan that we be watching. Believe, let me tell you what's happened. Let me tell you what we define as believers happen. Is be friends and family cricket. If you don't play for a certain club, they're picking you. That's what I come up seeing, and I believe that will used to happen. But I also believe that it worked out brilliant for you and Raymond. Because I could not understand. I mean, how the selectors couldn't see the talent in both you and Raymond. But I was whole Guyana and Windward had the courage or conviction who probably would just see tape instead of watching you Saturday in and Saturday out, draft you and not you local. And not only that, when you all match up against them, you always perform. So it always used to baffle my mind how and I
But you
guarantee
know,
you some of those selectors know probably even though it probably work out and come back, they probably regret not taking that chance. They probably regret not taking that chance, picking you both and Raymond at that particular time. That's my opinion as a fan. You don't have to answer, but I tell you as a fan, wait, it's what we see.
I could answer. It's not easy. I find like what you said is correct. Some of it is correct, and it's not proven. So I can't really say correct, but people just talk about it. It's got favoritism in cricket for sure. I saw it already, and I say all the time. But if you point out numbers, now you can't stop me.
Th-
And that's what
Yeah, I
Thank
you
you.
can't stop that.
Thank you.
so I've been pointing out numbers. How a man can stop me from playing?
Yeah.
So
Friends
I
and family. You
consolidate
didn't
that.
purchase you didn't purchase the friends and family package, so that's right.
Yeah, I ain't really looking for
COB, come on down to COB.
yeah. So like for sure. Like it's obviously and like if you play the work and you put the run, but you ain't got no choice but to pick you.
Mm.
No choice but to pick you. In terms of selection, at that point, probably selectors when they saw me playing with ball cricket,
Mm.
and they probably thought that you had better players at the time. But everybody can't get it right, you know what I mean? You have bad selectors, you have good ones, you have people that have good.
We get wrong at Barbados too much
But
times
you
down
can't
right.
say it wrong
But
either.
I
You
tell you
can't
as
say
a
it wrong.
fan, huh?
I can't say it wrong. I can't say it wrong because probably some of the same men that get picked in front of me went on and play too. Probably
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
didn't reach back to me, but they decent enough to stay
Mm.
on bar straight for a while.
Mm.
So as Amars said earlier in the chat there, it could be a blessing. The franchise cricket really it
Yes, it
was.
was. It was a blessing,
Because
yeah.
But
I get the chance to play for the cricket and show people
Correct.
what I love. This is my style is not only for white ball
short
cricket,
format, yeah.
it's for
Yeah.
any cricket. And you
Yeah.
know what? And people, it's funny, and I don't like to talk about it, but it's reality. When things happening outside is when people home and start to pick up on stuff. So
It's
when
true.
an Australian team pick up man like um Warner to play test cricket, make a no start like say, oh, well anybody this star man could play test cricket. That's
Got
why
to see
right
it to believe it.
Yes,
Got to see it
correct.
to believe it.
before they started trade on, before they take the risk and say, well look, this man is a man that he knew to make things happen, people is waiting for things that gotta happen. And
Uh,
it start
Correct.
happening, people start picking
Correct.
all
we ain't open-minded enough.
yeah,
We're
But
not
you
people
know,
start
open-minded enough.
Carl, it's funny you say that. For years, kind of quote unquote, right? If we look back at it, Chris Gill is who kind of technically kind of give other teams that idea that you like we ain't gonna play this traditional technical opener that thing. Wanted to just come on 2020
See why,
score
cool. See why.
He was
and
just
see
the
See
why
why
assist
show
correct.
tonight,
man.
yeah.
See why right
See why show man that you ain't really gotta be this.
and
Move your foot
Just
back
real
and
too.
across and
uh,
yeah.
yeah.
That hand that eye. Once you fast
Matthew
you
Matthew
know.
Yeah.
Matthew Hayden,
Matthew
I
Hayden.
say yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew
But
Hayden, yeah.
in terms of like as you said extraordinary, like just Matthew Hayden will come in and then dominate. But see one of them man will first ball and you ball a half ball
ball
and man
one.
got you crew whistling and you cover
Yeah.
for 4 or 6. So
Yeah.
those guys kind of show and as you said we is follow when it too late before we invest in these be the standard bear and say yo, let me take a chance on this guy here. Let me, as you said, Carl showing the dominance. Let me try and right. It can't hurt. They say, no, Carl, we can pick you for the right ball. We can see how it go. It's an experiment.
But
If it turn out, yes, you're brilliant. If not, but that's the risk you gotta take with the talent. Sundays you gotta take
That's
that risk with the
correct.
talent.
That's I get into that Sunday. I know we're saying as Nero said it could be a blessing, but if we're being real, as in you'll have people in cricket they tend to go a line.
People in front, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would say, well, they had a couple of people that you would say that were probably in front of you because I think the year that you wasn't picked for the had I think Carlos was still playing. They had Jason. You still have some West Indies players that were still playing. So I think that the
Probably Justin Greer
opportunity,
probably about there. So
yeah, Justin Graves. Justin. I think
Carlos was picked because of the heroics in 2016. Let me define. Tell you. Let me call a spade a spade. Let me not
nah.
forget that. Let me not
I
forget
think
that. At that
Carlos
point in
had
time,
decent 4 days too. Yeah, decent four
Carlos,
days stats.
Carlos,
But
Carlos was the flavor of the year. After that,
no,
Carlos was
I
the drawing
nah.
card.
Carlos got decent 4 days stats, especially for CCC before he back into Barbados. I think Carlos, you just
yeah,
anti Carlos, brother. You
That's
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
so
but
no.
that I think that was a good opportunity. I see that you are one of the players that benefit, and I think what it shows is that Barbados cricket has a depth, a lot of talent. You understand that you don't necessarily get all of the players that I start as me and Nero discussed. I think Barbados got cricketers that could fill up 2 or 3
All the rest,
original teams
correct.
and
Easily too.
compete at a competitive level. Because if you look at it, you got you understand, you got Raymond, you still got Primus who went and play a little stint in Ghana, had Calhoun who
Shamar
play in
Springer,
Trinidad, Shema. So it's like we got a wide talent pool.
Zachary McCaffrey.
Yeah, we got yeah, he's one that on the up and coming, but you got a wide talent pool. So for you, if you would you say that you were unfair in terms of not being selected at the time you weren't selected for Barbados, or you would say it was just not your time, or it wasn't your position in the line as yet.
I felt obviously if I get picked, obviously I could feel like it get unfair because realistically, it probably wasn't my time, but
Mhm.
it got ways of showing it. Just don't discard me.
I agree. I
You
agree.
get what I'm saying? You got
I
ways
totally agree.
you don't really do it. They don't really do it in a way where you can say, well, look, this we got work on to get there. This is what it is. It wasn't that. It was like, man, you
Be-
take sixes. Well, you playing right. You playing
and
right
that's the
ball.
thing. They
Oh,
tend to do that here. It's true.
Yeah,
That
what I'm
is true.
saying.
That
Try
is
to come
true.
and tell me, well, look, you think that your shot selection or the percentage of shots you play right now, we don't think it's good enough for our right ball cricket. You need to work on that. And then nothing. It was just you
And
sit.
it's
All right,
just we
right.
get rid of you.
White ball. Not get rid of.
Yeah.
I can't say get rid of. Just
Not we're not get
then
rid of
come
it. It's just that.
consider me.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Kyle,
But okay.
as much as when a fella saying that, the fan that is watched, you could have been at the top of that line, Kyle. If you don't have the friends and family package, man, the man sit down, then they pick it. You could have had the most runs, the most wickets in the local cricket for the right ball, the local right ball. If you didn't purchase that package, the 10 other men are after you. That is a clear distance between you, second, you, and the rest. Them other men would have still get picked before you. And sadly, that's how the cricket is crumble in Barbados cricket. It's not fair. Honestly, it's not fair. And we actually run a lot of cricketers, not only from Barbados, but to other places, i.e. Joffa, Jordan, and England. And it's something the selectors, we gotta start looking at this. So selectors is good at certain clubs. I telling you, as a fan that's watched cricket, I tell you, you got get like they only watch cricket in certain clubs, right?
Go
And they don't
look.
really. You go exactly fan. A cover drive just go outside them. You bring this fella here, Charles, man. This dude, call him on. That was a
Yeah.
lovely cover drive. Elbows correct, so textbook. And then you put in your setup, 2 inners and an out, and he back in for naught. So I mean, I never understand how to do it, but I believe there's a lot more talent if the selectors just start to go around and actually watch the local cricket and not only stand at certain clubs because certain names there. You could go at Yorkshire at let me try to find some lesser clubs. Even Isolation Cavaliers. These is youngsters. I just call in random clubs that you could just go around and watch, and you might see a youngster that it's not always about the technique, but development that you could see potential. that willing, that can come and put in the work, that can work hard, that can be disciplined, that care about the craft, that go and get somewhere.
We can
That's
get
just me.
Barbara Sheila up on here for we can get Barbara Sheila up on here for you shortly though.
That make
Here,
We can work on that, Nero.
I want to
yeah.
ask a
that make
question. So
that make
you think you would be a good selector?
I won't be signing up for the friends and family package, that's for sure. You gotta perform. For me, you gotta perform.
So
You gotta
performance is your only
Criteria.
Yeah,
criteria.
I don't yeah, no, and
Criteria?
discipline. You see the little things that you mentioned, like use help pull the covers. Don't just turn up when the toss flip because you're a big one and you strolling them and you feel like, it's about
You
attitude
getting nitty
because
gritty. You getting nitty
yeah,
gritty. Oh,
So
okay.
discipline
let
is
me look
discipline.
through. Let me say this, right? I really think that the selectors got a hard job. I mean, it could be easy if you just got men performing and earning the play. But a lot of times,
The-
like a captain, selectors got gut sometimes on gut feeling because they got players that close, they got players that ain't really above nothing, that both of them in the same pool, and you can tell yourself, well, look, this man might be the better man based on how you feel. So I think like with
Are
Jofa
are are the are the
and
club
the
is
other guys,
fearful?
no, I think with Jofa and the other guys, I can't say that they get castle. I just figured that at the time you had somebody that the men thought that was
Correct.
better than them at the
Correct.
time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I can't fault a selector for that because when you go on weekends now, you will see that you got certain men that always perform in club cricket.
Mhm.
And you
The
can't tell me
conditions,
that
man.
Jofa
Yeah.
Conditions.
ain't nobody that get picked for Barbados or my man Outboard, nobody that get picked for Barbados. Mostly men that get picked for Barbados is men that's performed. The only man I know that ain't get picked for Barbados that ain't performed is the left hand spinner Bishop.
Bishop.
Correct.
He's
And for
hard time,
years,
boy.
So you know what I'm
so
saying?
you see, cause that's what I mean. Like, like, what your first name is?
Derek.
Derek White.
There.
That was performing for years. Look at even Patrick Bowen, St. Catherine. That guys never so really got look into kind of late in them career and
They
probably
mentioned that
still
man
not even.
had
But it has Suli too.
disciplinary
It has
issues,
Suli in
man.
front. It has Suli,
Yeah,
but
Adam Bain, that way too. You had Adam Bain
yeah,
too.
it
You
has
But it
Suli
has
in
Bro,
front
Sully
too.
in front
So
of Big too.
it would
Yeah.
be still
Huh?
got Courtney Brown.
And you got Courtney Brown keeping, so
Yeah,
But
they had a
correct.
pack.
Yeah.
but
I already just said.
before we go,
uh,
before we have a similar situation right now. You got Warwick, you got Joshua Bishop, you got Kamari Boys. It's nowhere all trading. You know, it's got back in
Yeah.
order. Warwick is the number one, and then Joshua
Yeah.
Bishop, and then Kamari Boy. Even although Kamari Boy played a game last year and take a fifer, you know what I'm saying? He still
so
whenever Warrior or
but
Joshua come back,
it's
he
you
got
see
it no.
so you see the thing that we know in the row. You see, so how this how you stifle the fella growth now?
It's not
Cause he
stifling,
was
it's reality.
That's
That's
stifling.
natural
yeah,
That's
selection.
correct.
on
And Virat Kohli sit
That
down for a
nature.
game, and Samson scores 100. Samson, thank you for your 100. Virat
Hey,
Kohli got to
Virat
play
Kohli,
next game.
somebody gonna sit down.
but Nero,
It's
yeah.
not hard. Yeah,
All right. So F Warwick isn't performing, right?
we might be up
Right?
on duty. He was away on duty.
But
He
as
was
a
playing
big
at
in
a
Nero,
different level.
and Warkan
but
is still the
Nero,
case at regional level
Yeah.
most
but
times.
you can say it so, but if you look at it, if West Indies took that stance, Dapper wouldn't they say you would have said Dapper would be in Bangladesh or not Bangladesh, you wouldn't get this series here against Sri Lanka.
Cause say this off of his same argument,
Cause you
off of
say
his
that once
No,
the
but that's different. That argument is
No.
totally different. I don't agree
Yeah.
because
Bangladesh thing different. That's different show.
fair enough, fair enough.
That's a different show.
You do that different fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
But
different show.
honestly,
That whole different show.
as somebody that's watched like I just think that you see that here just be a little watch for me, and a lot of other people watch normal people like me. We ain't got 10 hundreds on there, but we understand certain mindsets of persons. You could look at a person how to carry themselves, how to bring themselves to the cricket ground, how to organize. Some of them guys don't come and just say, "Man, you for Barbados, they
That's
short,
a
they
good
late,
question here from a
and
fan.
just
They want to know how do you prepare mentally and physically before
match
a
days.
game.
I know match days.
That's Mr. Clinton Hill.
Yeah,
to be honest,
one called Coach Clint.
yeah, a big one. Um, I got a routine. I create a routine, and from a youngster coming, I always used to hear people talk about routines. I was like, routine. I just pull up, I play, there in a routine, man. Pull up, warm up, play.
It's
You know what I
true.
mean? And then when you sat for a while, but then obviously growing up and learning, I created my own routine, and mindset always the same. On or off the field, like I stay positive, like just like that. So preparation normally does the visualization, I guess. Seeing myself doing well. First of all, I like to put things in the atmosphere and hope people see it. So as a man, see you runs tomorrow, boy, you can feel it. That's my energy. I roll in with that. And I think about 9 outs. You know what I mean? So that's
I
me.
remember Jelani telling me so for your double. He said that he gonna score 100 and yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's great double. Yeah.
My time you go score some run, stop thinking, just relax, brother. You score 100. Maybe I got you out. Score 100.
Mm.
But that's how it's me. Even if I don't score, I mean, that's what I get no, because that's
That's
my
your
own.
mentality. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I keep that all the time in my head, runs, regardless, runs. So I do a little visualization, preparation, like even get to the ground, like Tredones. You see Tredones TDs? I step pride in my TDs. So I started with TDs. This routine started with TDs. Um, I started out like hitting just like on the 30 balls, just to make sure that I hitting ball good. So I would do some off drives, some on drives, pulls, cuts. My shots I know that I like to play and I want to be ready for them when the ball
As
comes.
soon.
I don't miss out. So I groove them. It's like grooving for me. So I practice a pull, I would practice a punch, I practice a cut, and I practice the ball if you, because that's how you got to start hitting. So I do that for a few, depends on how it come out the middle. Then I would decide if I would take a knock with the coach. So if I hit the ball well, I'd be all right, good. Things happening nice, ball coming out the middle. I don't need to do nothing. But the time I go in the morning and I don't feel like hitting ball good, I ain't timing the ball well. I can say edging the ball hitting the edge and flying this place and that place. I just be like, all right, coach, I need some extra Tredones. Next. But that graduate from Tredones to actual next right now. So for time I played for West Indies, the coach had mentioned something in a meeting that was very interesting. He was saying, before we go on bowl, bowlers always so come and bowl a few balls and prepare themselves and think, what batsmen doing? Bowl at any break and just prepare themselves the same way to hit some balls. And what we don't do is, what we don't do, we open up to things like that. And you know what? As I said just now, they're traditionally being accustomed to the
Correct.
It's
knocking
We
true.
just learned that. We learned that, yeah.
overseas man taking little knocks by side and telling themselves,
For years. We see that for years.
Yeah.
but you may open up and say, well, that makes sense. That said that we could try. And the whole team buy into it. So you see that game they scored at 200 and they bought 300 balls, brother. Ain't 300 balls, I bought so much balls. I bought the evening, when we come out, I bought the evening until the bus ready. I went straight from off the pitch, straight in the I bought when they come back in the morning, I bought when they come out at
Jesus.
lunch, I did not eat, I bought before I went out. When they come off at tea, I smoked some before I went out. So you know what I mean? I took that in and I flow that and I went with that. So right now that's my routine. It may seem like a lot, but
Mm.
it has helped me
Repeat.
stay in the game.
The
You know what I
Gretzes
mean?
do that. The Gretzes do that. The Greats in the games do that.
Repetition.
So
Repetition.
you're yeah.
And I always wanted that. I always wanted to be able to bat more balls. That's something that was one of my goals because obviously my first last season I had, which I scored 500 or 6 whatever it is, averaging 50. I I used to bat like 90 to 100 balls only, you know. So when they score 100, I think it's 90 balls, 100 a little bit of balls. So my strike rate at 80, 90 for a Scots cricket, and then getting out. So I always come and tell you, I think about 200 balls. You know how good I would be out more runs. So I always had to plan like to practice to bat more balls, and that's nothing easy to do because when you check it a regular practice session, you can get a lot of balls to bat.
The was correct.
Yeah.
So that sent me to do extra work. So I go with the coach afterwards. He got troubles at me. You know what I mean? I feel comfortable. So I try to eke every little opportunity to get to hit balls. Because I know that in reality, the body ain't got the body like the men in Bangladesh. The men in Bangladesh got the bowlers. Men's got about 3 hours and things.
And they got a whole unit for just throwing balls.
Obviously, we don't got that manpower. We don't operate like that.
Yeah.
So to get like tough to go and box some balls. So that's basically it, preparation wise. Bowling is just not till I don't really do much. I probably just make sure I broke my hand a couple of times. I don't catch a side string.
But a couple questions quick. What me and earlier debate this and a couple of other people. What is Kalmir's preferred batting position?
That was one of my questions. I was gonna ask what's his preferred batting position in test.
In test, I tell myself that my favorite position was 6, but I scored double at 5, so I see myself moving for it.
Yeah, I had you on the 6 though. It's to you.
Being real, I don't mind slowing out the 5, especially if the captain gonna want me to bowl more. Yeah, what you saying?
Correct.
Because obviously test cricket ain't easy. You can't play on. Jack Callis is a top man. Like a tag. You can bat that.
Yeah,
I bat early and more than overs.
Now he's bored as come on, tree.
Another quick one. In a year's time, does Kalmir see himself as a three-dimensional cricketer for the West Indies? A 3 format player, sorry. All 3 formats. In a year's time. In a year.
Oh no, I know what a year, aren't I? I remember I played all 3, I played all 3. I made my debut 20, then I made
consistently. Like that's you and the team. Yeah.
Sure. I won't share what he said and tell me about the T20, but
alright, no getting if you see yourself on the plane in October.
I'm still interested in playing T20 and 50 over, whatever the case may be. But obviously with time I can get better at mastering it because it's not easy. You know what I mean? As I said, that's straight, it gotta be fit. So imagine you playing all 3 formats, you play all the games, against a holder that just did it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be real tough. Especially to perform
high level. Yeah.
Perform consistently without it, you gotta be real tough, you gotta be real fit. So like near around a year time I feel like a good master though, with the right preparation for sure.
I want to stick on the tour to Bangladesh. First, I want to ask, like, what was it like, getting that cap, for the
the maroon.
What was that like?
It was a sweet feeling, though, to be honest, and a lot of people don't know, but I dreamt playing test cricket in Bangladesh. I dreamed that I played my first test in Bangladesh. I just dreamed that, but it was from a bowling standpoint more than batting, to be honest.
Okay.
So it was actually like a dream come true, man. And my man came out, schoolmate, shared some words, and then give me the cap. It was a little emotional for me, really.
Yeah. Was gonna ask you if you shed a tear.
Yeah, of course. I buying and crying. Don't watch me with those two feelings. I think very boring good. To be honest, to be sure this story twice it happened. Twice. 3 times. You see that scene for in school? I got a picture there that I just in tears. Man got me left foot running all over the place. I just crying. Carlton, I bought it on the field and I knew we could win. I didn't tell myself, all right, we got to cover here. I crying, I paused it.
Can't watch the drama with you.
That is more like that emotional.
Yeah, overwhelmed. Yeah.
you put in actually paying off, brother. So
Paying
like
off,
that
yeah.
go up to me. And
Yeah.
and what moved me to is like having the people backing me to like thinking about what the people that backing me saying or feeling. You know what I mean? My parents, my family, my friends, how they gonna feel at this time. All these things be running through my head and it's be like, shh, it's a talk moment, bro. You know what I mean? So like that, and then I come off at lunch. I can remember that same test on 97, and I just thinking about it, and I say it was lunch or tea, whatever. And then it's saying, shh, boy, you actually doing this here. So tear. So again, going back up and back again fresh. But yeah, it's gonna share that emotion, boy. You go
That shows the care, man. That shows the
Yeah,
care.
exactly. That shows the passion and the love for the game.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, that shows the
yeah, but I can
passion.
let them boy see it, you know. But I can just
Yeah. Yeah. That's good to hear, man. You
Oh,
so
sorry. Go on, James. Go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Faye, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, that I was gonna say so. When obviously you get the call to Bangladesh when he was down there. At what point of the game did you tell yourself Eichel Mirrors could win this game for West Indies?
at what point?
Yeah. What stage of the game? What
From
stage are you batting?
the 40 overnight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Oh,
the 40 overnight. Because what happened? Remember, he scored 40 in the first innings to end the
First
fifth
inning.
over.
yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
myself, you will feel good, boy. I feel good. And as they say, I bought myself 100. Whenever I feel good and I bought it good, I boost up. I want runs. I dollar stunning.
It's
So
true.
I felt as though I could score 150 and we can win this game. I swear, I told you no. I say if I score 150, we could win this game. But it so happened I ended up scoring 200 because my man yelled early
Even
morning,
better.
scoring 100, so I had to make up for that. And then my
Yeah.
man come in there, Blackwood, he didn't really get off. So then there's two men I cater for in my visualization. And we tell
You
myself,
want 50?
these men here can chip in, they can score 150 and we go win, brother. That was all I had in my head. And I swear, for that evening, because I feel good. And I always tell myself, you know what? Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, I don't like batting at them times, I do not like batting at them times. I don't like batting evening or come back tomorrow. And that was one
Yeah.
topic that we had before that series. It was me and Bonner. We always said in the meeting, because the psychologist, he asked what the biggest fear or what we think we will work on and kind of things. We had a session. And me and Bonner, we said, well, we always come back in the morning and we still. So like the move was big on that. You man say, man, that's just mental thing. And I agree. I'd say like kind of my deal with mental too. And I believe that once you stay positive, you know what I mean? Things
Yeah.
will
Other
work
things
out.
that
But
happen.
once you got a lot of things blockage in your head thinking you always guilt for the morning,
Correct.
guilt for you going up
You
thinking
put it
guilt
out
for the
there. You put it out there.
they put in the atmosphere, you're gone. You're thinking
Yeah.
Yeah.
about it, you don't really want to think about it. So like
Yeah.
it may help, but me I just tell myself I get on my way, matter. So I done looking. Bona, the man played dominoes or Bona the night before he had to go back in the morning to keep it occupied and not thinking about batting next morning, I think. Me know, I just agree with it as I see it. I tell myself again on. All that. And I get
Guns
40. I
blazing.
tell myself if the man ball, the man got a man there, it come like cashing in, runs. Next time we get it. So for that 40, I tell myself things can work. Once me and Bona back long, especially first hour. The goal was first hour, kill them. Second hour, no, it's a break. On lunch, it's sweet. But then to be honest, no, the men come back no after lunch with some serious energy. Obviously, the men want to win. The men gone off, come back. Probably coach done talk up, then done get boost up a little bit. The men come back on. And our period
Inspiration.
but our period from lunch to tea was one of the toughest periods I ever bought in my life, brother. I was 90 and I didn't get 100 balls. I think last time they had a period there, they
Yeah,
happened.
correct.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So like, yeah, it was tough, but we always knew that everybody time for sure, especially if they bought low, we would have been the game. And then it went on to a lot of different things too. I had to remember tell you, man, ghetto, they had a wait though. So then I create my own plan. Cause obviously, so my plan was basically when the other guys got out was I want to win the game still, but I gotta balance it in terms of how many overs I left and if I get out. So I gotta make sure I don't leave too many overs. If I do
You
get
made
out,
it, but
for the man to get ball out. So
yeah.
you know what I mean? I say, oh, so that's what I started doing. I started top now, but he's saying already wind the blowing. So I pick up some breeze. I tell myself, okay, breeze different. Normally breeze blow across the field, left to right or right to left, whatever. But the breeze was actually blowing up and down. So
Whoa.
yeah, every time I start at that point, I get cash in here. Any ball from this hand here, I can hit a 1-6 or 1 boundary, but the breeze get on there, I'll cool out. I work it, you know what I mean? And they get close and get close, and then I start, all right, good. So then start hit sixes from more sides. No, it's still breeze. I get what you breeze though. They start going sixes. I started laughing. Hey, I don't care what the breeze no more. You know, everything happening, it flowing. You know when you got your times going, man, how they tell you when they can't score? So I just believe it was my time. So I just cashing out that
Listen,
night. Yeah.
this was so much funnier because honestly, and they not know Matt Saints. Like hearing the story behind the inning, these stories actually quick. It's way funnier than the innings itself. Like some boy tell you that there's a movie story, like your mentality and the make up, like how you saw it, and you're watching the game as a fan, and you saying like, man, he can hit that ball there, he could cash in it, but the way how you strategize the innings, was very
Yeah.
important though.
Yeah, I like that. And then things that I like to do, and then things that people don't understand about me. I ain't really want come and say I want to be the best boxer in the world, the best bowler, but I want to win games for my side. If I could clash games for my side,
Simple.
if I could clash in most games, you could be best boxer. Who you gonna pick? You gonna pick me
It's
that will
true.
clash the game.
Correct.
Yeah,
I say
Correct.
it's
that
true.
I believe it. I believe in. I'm
That's a
actually
great
like I
mindset,
want to
that
win games
boy.
for my side. If I go
That is
beat
a
bowling.
great mindset.
Yeah, if I go beat more than score 40 from 30 for my side to win, and I go get money match for that or night, that's why beating it. Cause my side to win. And I know that my team, the know the dog word that I playing in. When everybody might see man from the other side that scored the 100, that did well, but was not as impactful as me. You know what I mean? That bring that sort of energy. That's the man I want to
The W is important, the
And
most
that
important.
is something that Vaccine is missing too, because as Nero is always referred to, Nero see you as that Ben Stokes like player, a player who can get a result for who might Vaccine might need a 2 wickets and you can tackle the ball and give me everything you got. And
Yeah,
Stokes
yeah.
and to be honest, playing cricket
Facts.
locally and seeing you, to be honest, he is always an impact player. Like you can't play a game against Carlton and don't plan for that, but if you tackle the ball early, then big in swingers, you can let know your stamp or you can hit on your big toe. So it's like that is to hear this mindset is real refreshing because me personally, I always say that West Indies, as you say, West Indies behind. You need impact players. We always labeling and boxing players like you need players who can get your results. So if you got a series that we know, well, look, these men don't like left arm spinners, and you might got one left arm spinners playing one day cricket, but we want come. You understand? We want results. So it's good to hear that your mindset is not only to not it might not necessarily be to be the best, but to win, to get results, positive results for the team. That is refreshing.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, 'Cause, you scored 210, I think, not out to basically seal the game for the West Indies. I can't imagine how the sort of the messages, the calls. I can't imagine how that must have been for you shortly after that innings. But what was it like? You what were the emotions like going through? How were you feeling at that
Let me
point in
let me.
time?
He shed a tear, Jess. First he
But
shed a tear, and then
other than that, I think
shed.
it was there.
He
Yeah,
stick.
cause he's
Yeah,
It seems like he's stick.
yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
there we go, though.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, he's stuck there.
We
Let me
just
see if I can message you. Oh, message. Oh, wait, here. Probably enter now.
Back there, man. Back there, no.
nah, he's still stick. Right, he going. He
Uh-uh.
go back.
I hope when the
Yeah,
guys see
man.
RCB today. I hope when they see RCB today.
RCB,
Don't
you
like,
know you bowling can.
Yeah,
That
it's
bowling
time for
can
they
get
don't
you.
like, they don't like
Yeah.
Kohli.
That
I
bowling.
hope when they see
That
RCB
bowling
today.
can.
We got some questions. We got at least three questions. This bears us guys who's trying to solve some technical difficulties with Mr. Calmer's himself. Is just having some technical difficulties.
Let me see if I can get hold
Yeah,
of
man.
it.
But yeah, you're not sure about just RCB. I'm sure about your this RCB team and the
Listen,
IPL. To be honest, though, the game so far has been very interesting. I must say because to be honest, I was only tuning into the IPL
In the latter
around
part.
knockout
Yeah,
stage.
correct,
Maybe too
correct. Me
much
too.
going on, man. Too much
many
Yeah.
bad side in the competition is short front. Mumbai Indians don't have it no other way, buddy. Huh?
I
Can't have it no
don't
other
got
way.
team. I don't back the team, you know. I just want good cricket.
You
I
hear
just
Malik
want
Reese.
good cricket.
Who you support him with? You gonna tell me who? You gonna tell me who?
I support the money. I support
You
the money.
gonna tell me the Poon Warriors or the Kings 11 Poon Job? I tell
But
you
the man,
that.
I support the balls, but
the man seem to
Leroy.
speed it up this year too, cause you got to boil a lot of 20 overs inside of hour and a half.
Listen, the man find it overrated
somebody
heavy,
get
you know.
fun.
Yeah,
Somebody
Man
get fun.
find it
because
heavy, boy.
because before the man used to take like 2 hours and thing to bowl them 20 overs and wait
20
for a thing.
overs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the man taking it. So it should be more enjoyable this toss, man. But you see that comment that permit there just no just but that is a top like that is a great thing, boy.
Mentally,
That's saying that we
we
missing for
lack.
a long
Yeah.
time. Like
Facts.
we
Yeah,
too
facts.
often we just comfortable keeping it within the box. You
Read
understand?
Yeah.
We could block
We want
that, right,
impact
Clark?
players.
We can knock you
that right here,
off.
that right here saying I use back Kings 11. So
You're
I
the cool.
Chris
You're the
Gayle,
cool
go back.
Davy, really.
so yeah,
Chris Gayle, man.
now the man
You
says
want
back Kings 11.
you buy Max
I didn't
Rose
really
raw
for you to
boy.
say something.
Yeah. They got match winners now, man.
You're looking
And
for
he
you got
performing.
impact players.
Got match. Yeah, impacts. Yeah, X factors, man. Let's call
Listen,
it X
Short
Men.
back your finger there.
the man
Yeah,
that
X
they
factor
scored
players, man.
Listen,
when last before this six today, when last match when they hit a 16 IPL.
Don't
on
worry
a
about
point
that.
of order.
He's make games for he
The
cut
first
through.
game.
Max
That
gonna play
not that
IPL in a couple of years.
That's
Nah,
what
he
he
don't.
played
He play.
last year.
He played last year, but
he played
struggled.
last year behind us.
I want to hear what Dwayne got to say. I want to hear what Dwayne got to say.
On the point of order.
Mm.
That knock today from Babar Azam. Jesus.
Oh
Lord.
yeah, boys. Yeah.
At first when I started to watch that, I told myself, wait, this is a 50 over game. The man scoring very quick. Then it T20 and where's one could back to? He could back.
Another hand, 90 yards without loss too.
He could back, boy. Like
That
surprise,
90 yards.
first time they can't get back in there.
surprise buzz.
And South African defense, it was a competitive game, I must say. But man, you got like Rabada and that man choose to come to the IPL, I guess, for obviously money wise, which is all fair and that's can't stop a man from
That's
getting
South Africa
dollar.
board fault, brother.
South Africa could go God. They're gonna choke.
Everybody play. Let's say play with B sides and D sides, and India play B side, D side. I mean,
Correct. So
Mm.
but and in white ball cricket, South Africa is always choke, brother. Always.
Mm. It's how ironic, right? You Negroes love to highlight people's play with things size and I mean, right? England do the same and you didn't say nothing. When
do the same what?
England had you good in the one series with a B
Did
side.
they win? Did they win?
But you had the superior side, innit?
No.
So who knows?
Jadeja was
They
cooling
was.
out, bro. Many men are cooling out. You dreaming?
Or many men that could only Jadeja?
You
had your
anything
match.
from, you hear anything from That's Nero?
Nah, he fall like he dead there. I didn't know he fall like he dead. Fall like he dead.
How unfortunate, guys.
Yeah,
just
boy,
give
you
you a
know
couple
Gotta
it's
more
wrap
room
up.
there.
minutes. Yeah, we just give you a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's, I ain't
We come
taking it
back.
safe if you come back in, man. Well, I got some interesting cricket thing coming up. Some good series coming up too. West Indies, South Africa. I know we can beat South Africa down here.
I
We
believe you
back
will.
in, we can beat South Africa down here.
I back in the West Indies to
Them in the seeing South Africa as thing.
As
Depend,
Back in there,
before,
man.
correct.
yeah.
depends on who the
Back in.
selectors go with. I'm ready to have series playing.
When
Call
I
it
tell
know
you,
them will carry that back down in Antigua again. Call
I know
I
you
will be
know.
sure.
I thought
I
Western
never
Cricket
know,
Board
but
will
I'm not.
spend over 200,000 on
Yeah.
COVID testing alone.
You could come down here, Auntie Mia will sort them out and put them up good. We got room
Boy,
here.
baby.
Any,
They could play
any,
here.
anything, Euro?
Any word?
Before like it there,
No
before
word.
like it there.
It's gonna be day.
All right, peeps. We sorry. We might go continue the Calmer's interview. Another day.
What we probably do is see we have two questions here from Jubar Corbin. He was asking, do you think you would have developed the same way or more in a local setup? So I guess what we can do is we could probably
Forward the
relay these
questions to
questions
Cal.
to Clell,
Yeah.
and we could post the
Yeah, he's calling me now.
Your
He's
response.
calling me now.
Okay.
Yo, you log back Yo.
Get him on the line. Get him on the line. Get him on the line.
Look, Nero's a classic here. Look, I sure he finds enjoying this here. Got
Get
to
him
be
on the
enjoying
line,
this.
you.
It happens with
Crack yourself.
technology, peoples.
Get him on the line. Yeah, man. My man got some. And just that Bangladesh boy, it just goes to show you got a good mindset.
Yeah, boy.
Got
Positive
strong
vibes all the time.
mindset, boy.
Positive
Got to
vibes all the time.
and to be honest, to knowing him, just to be honest, I never really interact with the man that survey. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you
no.
know him, but never had that star.
Fair,
Not
but we
always
all
that star, man.
we all know
Man,
and
not
that
cricket hard.
Barbados setup was a friends and family. If you didn't creep on TV, you
Man,
didn't get paid. So we all know
man, as
that's
I
a
say,
friends
it
and
is
family.
basically a line. It's basically a line, a
Yeah.
production line, as I would say. We
Friends
got
and
enough.
family. Nero I
Well,
resend the link to him so he should just click it and come back in.
so that's
You
that's it.
you muted Nero.
You mute Nero.
1, 2. Yes. Technical day. He be back short. His phone did die. So he be back in a minute or so.
Dave, yeah.
Yeah,
He
he be
come
back
in
to
with
answer
this.
the couple questions and finish up.
And then we
Yeah,
let's
we
get
wrap
straight.
up on there, man.
If anyone has any other questions, just post them quickly. We can just do the questions with Carl and we can close
Yeah, we
out for
got
the
y'all
night.
here a bit long on this Ash Wednesday, you know. Sorry
This
about
Ashy
that.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think it ain't even falling no more, but you see it on the roads and thing, boy. So
Yeah, boy. Like drive behind a fog truck, man.
yeah, when my passing is like again splash, but we
Yeah,
ash.
boy. Cool.
Alright.
Cool.
I know you're just enjoying the nice spring weather in Canada and you happy, right? You're alright, Colin, man. I know you're happy for low warmth, man. It's alright, man.
Boy, well, again, I said I missed the Ash.
You see, big guy consider bringing England and Australia here, yeah.
Who?
The Ashes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That one bad.
Man.
Whoa.
Oh,
You're a boy.
so keep the fans, you know,
You-
keep the fans there till Kyle comes back.
You will never hear the end of this.
You sick, man.
Oh, father.
You will
You
never
heard
hear the end of this.
that might not be a bad idea though. Like see, if I saying Nero on a roll, all of a sudden Nero you start showing no man.
My son,
Earl
humble,
tell
humble, 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 humble.
Earl tell you raise your hand, man.
How you earn, man? How you earn, man?
My Earl, man. Yeah, you gotta show Earl, big Earl, man. With my Earl.
Yeah.
Small, the biggest voice.
Yeah,
Early man, seen the Super Bowl too long hawks and I have volley. I ain't saying who tell me so, but word on
Earl
shit.
had a lot of men trick bowling, bowling orthodox. And then he bowled on the back of the arm, boy.
yeah, boy. See, boy, Earl solid enough, man. With our boy, yeah, man, go there party out, go there. Thank you, man. Enough, man. Earl solid, boy.
Oh. Cricket, boy. I think cricket, that era cricket is tough, though. Nah, like, that
That
era
was
cricket,
that was
wow.
the hard that was the hardest era to try to make your team. As usual, the friends and family package. Cause
Can
if
you
you didn't go
imagine,
into
bro?
if you didn't go into certain secondary schools, you didn't get picked. But I'm calling the names here.
No,
Yeah.
son,
I just,
even if that was true, luckily you were going to one of them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, was one.
but he had the skill set, Jason, man. He
I
had the
was a
clear
I
skill
was a
set.
cricketer friend. I was a
Yeah.
cricketer
Man,
friend.
say they
But
call you swing. They call you
Yeah,
swing.
you see,
yeah.
because you see what happened, Nero, is that, Lodge, when the canes
The
cut,
rain,
it gets
the
strong
breeze
breeze.
natural.
You know, understand? It got strong breeze blowing across.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
he
That's
was
just
trying to
enough.
move the ball. Ain't like you can
That
see
be the
the
juke or
carry on.
Kookaburra. The juke or Kookaburra.
We had readers and
Ne-
they tell me you got
Oh, Lord, man. Whoa.
Leroy could have swing anything though, Leroy. Tennis ball, golf ball,
whoa.
anything, buddy. You
Man,
wouldn't
talking about
get
you
none.
all cricket, bro.
You wouldn't get none against me, cause
You more like
mm-mm.
Boovie. Boovie left
Huh?
war. You like Boovie?
Yeah. You footwork a little vulnerable early. You in this, You footwork
Man
and it's
says SMS.
straightforward.
Leslie talking about SMS
Yeah.
dominate that year. SMS wasn't even a cup. And he thought, I'll never forget. He come at Lodge, go all that shit, and walked through in semi-finals. We playing Common Mirror. No, Common Mirror beat me. I never forget that game, boy. Rampy, if you listening, Rampy, I hold in my head, oh, you think man drop Russell or not? I can't wait after that, boy. Man, I see first ball at cover Rampy was keeping. It was big, you understand? I got good hands. Always has good hands. So I got the Rampy at
Took your
cover.
hand,
My
man.
man
Took your
Ross
hand,
easy.
man.
My man Naka was bowling. Naka go all
Mm.
that shit. Naka was a decent bowler at that time too. Man, easy
I
one at
didn't even
cover
know. I
shoulder.
don't even remember Naka being a baller.
Yeah,
Not no
boy.
so ball
Naka
a
boy.
decent spin.
Not used to bat and
I
bowl.
Uh,
want to know if everybody was
And that
decent bowler
same
but
game,
me.
Nero. That same game, Jess. Not get the rich caught behind. And my man jumped to celebrate. I, I spray ankle. My foot swelled up big swell up. That you change real crying bad. But Rampy dropped Roston scored 60 man. Man killed with that game, boy. So anyway, though, I was
Yeah.
telling you brief come out there now. He come out there, he taking notes and he on the phone, he calling now. Calling who he gonna call Jason. Must see Jason and them boys at BCC. Cause BCC having this other semi-finals. Yeah, man, we gonna play Corn Mirror and after they say, all right, good, we get beat. All right. I had a cruel, but still you can't them, but we going on over. Cool, that for damn. Corn Mirror cruising. Corn BCC cruising and Justin Grace stuck at the ball.
I
First
scared
thing
them out.
man get Jason big in that can hit in the ball.
So you say
Just
like,
what
so
he
you're
hit
saying
though.
Leslie panic? Leslie mapped it?
Let's see feature Nero. Let's see come and go all at the bubble. No, fancy, not K, GM
Yeah,
Kate, I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
was at the time, not
yeah,
GM
yeah.
like
You know
Michael
what he mean.
Vaughn, strolling,
Mm.
go all that shit. No use. He
This
was
story
like
time
Sammy
here,
at that
peeps.
time.
This
He was
story
like
time.
Sam. He basically
We
was the
got
leader
back.
at that time, man. He was
Okay.
in the
Oh, Kevin
talking about
Glasgow
that
series,
era.
the South African series playing in Trinidad. Oh, that court page. All right. Then again, that's another discussion too.
Talking about
All right.
SMS.
Yeah, you
But
think I'm sure
remember
there.
SMS, man? Because SMS, this question come
We got
correct.
about
This time, so,
Cub Harris.
but
yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah.
yeah.
We got another interesting question there, Jay, so you can answer
No,
that one too.
start with this.
Rapid fire, rapid fire.
I just
Rapid
want to
fire
ask.
Yeah.
questions.
I just want him to quickly share with us, his emotions, after scoring that double and basically sealing the win, and then we're gonna ask the questions that we have here.
As I said before, it was a very emotional knock for me. I did a lot of things that I didn't do in my cricket career. I spoke about meetings and stuff earlier, where the coaches were highlighting areas we need to work on and stuff we did already and things that we want to do. And I told the guys in the meeting that I never scored double yet, and I would like to score 200 at one stage in my cricket career. I would like to score 200, and I mentioned the not against your team Fed when I scored the 175. Um, and it went back
Yeah,
down to the it
I
went back
remember
down to
that.
the same thing. I came back in the morning on 160 or so, probably 70,
Big
and
box.
I only had five. I end up being caught doing like say from same fact.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
more, nothing more. I can't remember who scored
yeah.
it, but a long hop. I just meant to turn the ball for one and they
Yeah, I
got
didn't
out.
ball that
So
for sure.
so then like we spoke about that and then mentioned that I never scored 200 yet. And I would like to do it. So for me that was special to actually score 200 in my first game. And then the amount of time I bought it for, I thought that it was another milestone for me. But in 300 and odd balls, I never did that in no cricket, not even backyard cricket. Um, so, you know what I mean? It was special. I had to win the game too. I believe in winning games.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me at the time though. I mean, it felt, a bit normal. But
Yeah.
obviously, with the celebrations going around and the people messaging and family and everybody so emotional afterwards, they started selling that, you did something amazing. So
Amazing, amazing.
they only got the feeling a while after. I was in the moment of playing cricket. I wasn't carried away with the 200 and all that and the win because I knew like I had another game and that was my mindset. I
Mm-hmm.
just thought that, one more game to go. I don't really want to put too much focus on the path, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I really approached it. And but it was very emotional, and when it really sank in, I really look back at some of the things that I went through. If I say I was a fighter, I went through the injury, I went through not being selected for 18, all these kind of things, like disappointments and all the things that I passed through as a cricketer. And then to reach this stage, I mean, it felt good. It was a good feeling. When a plan comes together, it always feels good, you know?
Facts, 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 facts. And that journey, the journey that you would have taken to get there, can only imagine how you must feel in the end.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Just quick breaking news. Quick breaking news. Jason Holder was named one of the Wisdom 5 Cricketers of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Good,
so
good. Congrats to Jason on that.
congrats to Big Jess, yeah. For the
Yeah.
I guess for the 2020, the year itself, the year we had with the pandemic and the
Yeah, the
cricket.
England and stuff. Yeah.
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 Kyle, I have one or two questions here for you. First question here is from Jubar Corbin. He asked, "Do you think you would have developed the same or more in the local setup?"
Local setup. It means it meant Barbados.
I sounded you muted, but I figured
When we were had selected you and
I'm
not
not
Barbados.
Barbados.
Oh, okay, okay. I think with Windward it was more mental than technical stuff.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So the question kind of ticklish. I can't say yes or I can't say no. Probably would I would have learned more technically from Barbados,
Mm.
but in terms of the mental, it part of it,
That
I
was
thought
needed. That was needed.
yeah, yeah. I think that's very important. So I don't think so. I think mentally over there is the best thing that I gain, and that's the most important thing for me right now. A good mindset. So I don't think so. I think everything else will just take care of itself once you got a good mindset.
Okay, yeah. And Crick Boy, yeah, so do you cope with the guys talking in different languages?
No. Um, you mean in the West Indies team? Or
You mean Bangladesh and Sri Lanka?
Oh,
Opposition.
because
Yeah,
I mean, people
the
say they talk
opposition.
different languages, there's a different slang.
Mm.
I don't really talk much to the opposition, and when I do
Mm.
speak to them, it's English. So
Mm.
it don't really faze me, to be honest. Um, Obviously, sometimes they would like to hear what is speaking between the wickets with the bottom, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It don't really affect me. Not really.
Okay. Okay. Guys, do you have any more questions for Kyle here?
I see
I got
one
two
from.
more.
There's one from Rick. Well, Leslie Reefer, the
Now
band last.
we let
Oh,
really
really? Oh,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
You talk about the you play a PS4. You play Call of Duty with one of my main guys. A fellow named Ramon. He's called himself Marcus. So he was like Makalele back in there. He had again?
Yeah, boy, Marcus is streamer now. Yeah.
Yeah, the streamer
Yeah,
now, correct?
yeah. He good. He good better on me for sure. I just love it. I ain't good. I love it. So playing with Marcus and then guys, it's be a privilege to play with them. Get the W's and get the stats up. But I ain't getting it
Yeah.
someday, man. But Marcus a good player for sure. If he's a streamer, you will know that.
He good.
He
He
got
gonna be good. So
yeah,
nobody's a stream
yeah.
nonsense. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
on a more serious note now, you talk about not being selected for the 18. You talk about I talk about injury. Going back a few years to that hurricane. I remember on social media, there was two Belgians that they concerned about Kyle Mears and Jeremy Stevens. I know Jeremy personally. Every minute Jeremy updating our face, but this thing happening next
You,
time, then blank. Yeah,
you
same
know
now
it.
for Jeremy at all. Your heart racing because Jeremy brother is one of my guys too. Talk us through that experience.
I mean, it was terrifying to be honest. I mean, I would never wish that for anybody. And it happened fast. Like what you said, Jeremy probably was updating stuff, and then quick, so everything went here where. At that point, it was me and Roland Cater living together, just outside the town, the skirts of town, in Roseau, and I can remember the manager telling us to go and prepare. There's a hurricane coming. That's category 2 or 1, something like that. Just prepare boys and stuff and what's not. Put any holes to make sure that you're good, just in case. So me and Kiddo, we bought some stuff and we headed back home. And within like a few hours, it turned from category 1 to 5. So it was
Wow.
like, what? What's going on here? So they obviously, we bracing for impact or whatever the case may be. And then it all started with the wind. The wind started to sing. Things started to get through around. It got scary. I would not like it. It was not. that probably was it for me in terms of being frightened. I didn't mind already get frightened, but I got frightened, and I told myself this could be end for sure, sure. The way how the wind was getting on, and the way how the cars, you can see cars being pictured the window flying around, and they kind of say, tell myself this thing can't be real. So then, obviously, me and Kido together, we decided, we can stick in one room because his bedroom was facing the direction the wind was coming from. So he definitely was not going in our bedroom. So he stayed in my bedroom, and we decided, what, the roof on our apartment went off, and luckily we had the down bottom apartment. You know what I'm saying? So the people that thought the struggling.
Wow.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
We could hear all the furniture, everything getting pelt boy upstairs, and we like, shh, boy, suppose it's caving. That next thing we started thinking about, suppose this thing caving, boy. So then the man built a little setup there. The man put some chairs and prop up the bed. No, man said, all right, if it caving, we can just ease on this bed here and brace. That thing, and then how my shoes
improvise.
on, my shoes on, I got my sneakers on, my passport and PS4.
Can't forget that one.
Yeah. Go with that. So they had that, and they tell me, you know, if anything happen, we gonna make
You
a
go.
run for it. But really, truly, ain't really want to go say though. But it so happened that the building stood up and it worked out decent. I mean, at the beginning, it was madness, it was chaos, people looting, all kind of things happening. We went into everything pushed down. The first thing we did, we tried to communicate. I tried to come in contact with some of the other players. Um, Obviously the lens went down, so we tried to walk to where they live. It took us like an hour or so to walk through trees or whatever the case may be, just to make sure everybody was good. And then we stuck together from there. You know, we got some stuff from the office, the stuff we bought, and then the BDF. I think my family packed a care package, and as soon as the BDF, the soldiers from Barbados came, they dropped it off. So we had some food for a few days, but it was nothing that I would wish on anyone. I saw pregnant women struggling, boss. I saw pregnant women with children, no food. They had this moment that they had this guy that he went and he looted soap powder, and he wanted to exchange soap powder for food. That's how bad it was. He was hungry. He couldn't see all the kids. I mean, it was that bad. People take the cars out the dealership, drive them out. It was terrible. I see many, I see many,
But in a hurricane, you could drive. We can carry jar back.
but the man use the cars for the gas and the AC and all that and all kind of thing. The man do all sorts of different things. I see men carry people dogs. But I see worse things on there. So it was tough. And then me I went through that, and people say I went through a lot. This volcano is very different too, They say I could put my resume.
Yeah,
They
boy.
do too.
It's
Hurricane,
true.
sur-
It's true.
I went
hurricane,
through
sur- hurricane
yeah, I went through
survivor, COVID survivor, there, boy.
COVID
Yeah.
is another one too. But COVID
Yeah.
ain't done yet.
Yeah.
I had an earthquake too in Grenada. Met me call home one time, but they look in the cup and they had an earthquake down there, boy. The place started shit. It was me and Kurt Evans, no late. And I was preparing for lunch. So I wanted a longer knife, right? So we used to stay by an old lady on a hill. She has a nice apartment, I think. But we were real friendly and stuff, so we used to go and get stuff that we didn't have. So yeah, I wanted a long knife because they had a breadfruit. I said we could do some breadfruit here. So they don't want to cut up the breadfruit and thing. So I gone downstairs and come back up, and there's a wall house, a wall apartment. So I shut back the door, and I realized the place shaking. So I said, you know that we got a board house now, you shut your door too hard. The place shaking. I said, I shut that door very hard, like the wall shaking. So then Kurt Evans was like, because he's called me Wiley. So Wiley, you feel that? I said, yeah, boy. And then from there, we just ran straight outside. Straight outside, boy. I tell myself, nah, boy, hurricane, know this? Nah, boy, call home. I checked for flights one time, bro. So like the hurricane, the hurricane was the worst, though. To be honest, it was the worst.
Okay. Well, Kyle, I really want to thank you for taking the time out to have a chat with us tonight. We really, really, really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure the viewers enjoyed it as well.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you the start that you are currently on, the path that you're currently on to your I would say your tech career is remarkable. It's unbelievable, So I just want to, wish you all the best and nothing but success going forward, not only in, the test format, but, in cricket in general. I know you're someone that's Fed alluded to earlier that really works hard and really puts in the work, so I it's not a shock to me when I see you perform at the top of your game, So like I said, I just want to wish you all the best going forward.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. I
Appreciate.
All
think
the best,
this
Batsman.
yeah, Bank Stock is the thing forward, though, for real. I
Nice.
tune in, always watch Bank Stock.
Thanks,
Always
man.
be telling me, real. Yeah, I like what you're seeing, and I really think that this program is good. Get some more cricketers to come and show the other side of them. Because I know people only see cricket, brother. Nobody don't see these
But
fine
you know,
details.
you're the engine. You're the vehicle that can take this.
But we lost Nero. We lost Nero there. But last week, I'm pretty sure he was gonna do what he did with Kimaro. I'm pretty sure he was gonna do it with you. I'm pretty sure he was gonna do it with you. So in his absence, I'm gonna take the mantle now. Which cricketer would you like to see on bench top?
I want to see shit hook, brother.
Sure,
I
gosh.
see that Hook got a lot to offer, brother.
Whoa, well, Nero would definitely love that. And as Nero would say, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But not only that, I believe at this point Shield would be good for bench top. But thinking about it now, a past cricketer would be good to a man to show insight from what he went through. I know that he finished. So a man at Kurt Edwards too.
Well,
you can plug me in. You can plug me in. Use the plug.
You know you gotta do.
Hit that Nero. Nero get here and we can shout that out.
In your absence,
I thought we would have missed it. Okay, not that, fellas.
So the name that the first name that he gave was Shea Hope. They said he would definitely love that. And he also gave, as you would have heard just now, Kurt Edwards. Yeah, so I told him, he knows he got to do.
Plug it.
Yeah, but bench talk. Listen though, Nero, this is a serious thing. I believe that this is brilliant, and I want this to get bigger. And I give him main credit for this. This thing that I actually thought about doing because I like talking cricket, and people don't understand. Like talking cricket is learning it too, So there's probably 2 or 3 people out there that listening to this probably learn something new tonight.
Yeah.
What you're saying, and that's how the old people, the older cricketers will say, "Line my cricket talk. This here is perfect, brother. This is perfect." So like we got a lot of options that the guys could choose from. Cricketers, if you want to talk about professionalism, I think this youngster Keon Harding, you could talk to this man is a true professional when you talk about work ethic, everything, don't pop, training, everything. I mean, you must be master. That kind of things that you could touch on, you know what I mean, to help other people. So like this here good. I big up on the Southboy thing. For sure.
Thanks, Batsman.
Respect.
We can cut that endorsement. We can cut that part and our endorsement right there. You know what I'm saying? Bench Talk Cricket Podcast. Some man, call on a later note. I'm on charge with $1,000 account, but that's another thing.
That's a story for a different day.
That's a story for a different day.
But to be honest, people different, Like me, I see what it's about and I see what it's could do. So like money for me, it's that not got that do with this more.
That man don't say it that way. And he's a mutual friend of Wannabe, and that was the man thing.
Well, I mean, everybody different. I mean, it's cool. Anything.
Yeah. Well, Carl, like I said earlier, thanks again. I really respect and really appreciate the love and the time that you've given us, and all the best going forward.
Yeah, man. Respect, man, Carl, man.
Blessings.
Yeah. I think he left there. So they did. And it there.
Yeah, we can close out. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse will close out. We can close out. Yeah, we wrap up. Everybody stay. Everybody can hear me?
You ready, Jess? You can wrap up, Jess, when you're ready.
Jesse, you stay, Jess? Jesse, you stay.
All
right, if everyone having some technical difficulties, we want to thank y'all very much for tuning in. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, subscribe. Bench Talk Cricket Podcast on YouTube. Bench Talk 21 on IG. Bench Talk Podcast on Facebook. Thank you very much. God bless. Good night. See y'all next week.
Good night. Stay safe.